Welcome to This Is Where It's At podcast. I'm your host, El Jefe, and I got my right hand, my partner, Shelly Baby. So subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button because we know you like the videos, of course. Thank you for tuning in to This Is Where It's At podcast. I am your host, El Jefe, and I have my lovely co-host,
Shelly Baby.
Shelly Baby in the house. So I hope y'all are having a great day out there because I know my day is going beautiful. How about you, Shelly Baby?
My day is going exceptionally well. Thank you.
I know that's right. No complaints. That's what I like to hear. So y'all, check this out. We have a topic today. And I mean, this is a topic that needs to be put out there because a lot of you, and I know sometimes I'm guilty of it, maybe 1 or 2% of the time, but most times I'm always on time. But we're gonna let Shelly take over and give her opinion about being on time versus not being on time at all. So Shelly, without further ado, please take it away.
All right. In my opinion, I believe that arriving late is a way of saying that your own time is more valuable than the time of the person or people who are waiting for you. Basically demonstrating a lack of respect for others and their time. And so what we have to understand is that we have the power to change and influence the way we are perceived by others. Being late, especially if it's on a consistent basis, it shows a lack of humility and respect.
That's true.
Or sometimes a sense of entitlement. I know you've heard, well, I have, people who have arrived late. And they'll say, well, at least I'm here. I made it.
Yeah, I've heard that before too.
All right. And I've seen in instances where if they were consistently late like that, they were asked to train someone else to do their job. And the person that they trained to do their job actually took over.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that before myself, you know?
And so it's just very important because it shows a sense of professionalism, a sense of preparedness, you know, and then also, like I said, you know, just demonstrating a level of respect, reliability, and responsibility. All right. So basically, we already know that it is disrespectful to not be on time for an appointment, for work, an event, a flight, whatever the case may be. Try catching the flight late and see what happens.
You won't make it to where you need to go. That's what's going to happen.
I know you've heard people say, well, I'm catching flights, not feelings. But I bet you when you miss that flight, you could be catching some feelings.
For real, like feeling bad about how you're behind late. You know what I'm saying? But check this out. I want to say what I normally do is I'm 30 minutes early for everything that I do so I won't be late or I won't miss any event, you know? So whatever you have going on, you just have to understand that when you get in your car, there might be traffic out there. Now let's go back to the house. If you're home and you know what you got to do the next day before you get out the house to go to wherever you're going, prepare yourself that night. Don't wait until the day of. You know what I'm saying? If you got to do something with your hair and you know your hair is going to take an hour to fix, do it that night. And for the fellas, if we know we're going somewhere, don't iron your clothes in the morning. Iron your clothes the night before so that way you can go. You know, Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays are days people they kind of just mump around and don't really want to move. Do everything the night before. I always like to say, be ready so you don't have to get ready at all times.
That's right.
You know, so always understand that being punctual with anything that you do is a good thing. You know, some people are like, well, they'll just see me when I get there, like you said earlier. That's being selfish. You're being selfish to the people you're doing something with. If they invited you to go somewhere or going to work, I don't care if you're going outside to your car. You say, hey, I'm going to go to Walmart tomorrow morning. I'm going to probably leave about 10 o'clock so I can get there about 10:30. Whatever you have planned, stick to your plans. Don't try to renegotiate what you're going to do or renegotiate a time. Now, if you're going to be late, then of course you need to let whoever it is know that you're not going to be on time. Say, hey, you know what? I thought I was going to be there at 11, but I'm actually in traffic right now. Let me just pick up the phone and make this phone call to work and say, hey, I'm going to be running a little bit late. I'm in traffic at the moment. And then what you do is document it on your phone. Take a video of you in traffic just in case your place of employment don't believe you. Huh?
I've done that.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Make sure hey, look, I'm not lying. Here it is, a screenshot right here.
Yeah.
And you see this red line? Yeah. And you see this ETA? Okay, yeah.
Exactly. This is me on the way.
Right. You're just showing that you're responsible as well, which means that you're accepting some level of accountability.
Right.
Say, okay, you know what? I couldn't really control this little monkey wrench that got thrown in the way.
Right.
But I'm just going to let you know, hey, this is what happened.
Exactly.
And not only that, of course, you don't want to keep falling back on that as an excuse every time, because then that will form a habit.
Routine, yeah.
So, of course, being responsible, and like I mentioned earlier about reliability, it's just being trustworthy, because here's the thing. You can be, let's say on the job, you can do a phenomenal job, right? But if you show a level of the entirety on a consistent basis, let's say there's an opportunity for a promotion.
Right.
If you want to be considered for that promotion, you have to understand that they may say in the meeting room, oh, Shelly, she does a fantastic job, but she's always late. Guess what? You can train someone to do what Shelly does, but you can't train someone to be responsible.
Right.
Something that comes from within. You're either responsible, reliable, trustworthy, or you're not.
Right.
You can't work your way up to that. You know what I mean? But what you've shown thus far is how they're going to gauge and make a decision to promote.
But another thing I want to hit on too while we're there with the job, like some people say that this isn't my job. You know what I'm saying? Like when they're working, if something needs to be done on, like, say you're in let's just say you're in a manufacturer company, right? And you guys are on a line and they may need you to go help on another line, assembly line. And you're like, well, this is not my job. I'm supposed to be doing this over here. When you extend that helping hand to help the other side or the other team, you're being looked at that way as well. See, that's another bad habit people have, because when you're trying to get promoted, you have to be on time, right? You have to help out, no matter if it's not your department they need help in, or if you don't want to do the job. You should always want to do whatever needs to be done to help, because everybody in that facility is a team. So that plays a big part with helping out and being on time. See, the time part about that is whenever you're needed, you're needed. That's why you got your job.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interject, but not to mention that you lending a helping hand is actually helping out with the productivity. So let's say another department, like you said, is short on people, and so they may ask you from a different department to come over. Well, you still are helping out with the time management.
Right.
The company.
That's true. And, what I want to say as well is, being on time is important. It doesn't matter. Like I say, if you're going on a date, most men are on time. So we're going to talk about ladies. That's right. You ladies out there. If you're going on a date. That's right. I'm speaking from a guy perspective on this right now. So if we're on a date and we say, hey, we're going to come pick you up at 7:00 p.m. tonight. We know that you guys have a little bit more than what we have to do. Okay, we get it. But please just know, if reservations are made, that we have to be there at 9. So from 7:00 to 9:00, you shouldn't just now be getting ready. You should be ready at least by 7:30. We'll give you 30 extra minutes. 30. That's enough. Just saying. I've experienced that before. Plenty times in my years of living. But that just makes it makes us know that we can depend on you guys. Like women can depend on women can depend on men to be on time. So there's nothing wrong with being early is what I want to say. Nothing wrong with trying to be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes early than where you have to be. So just be mindful of other people's time, because your time is valuable, so is mine. And that's where it all comes down to. So it's one of those things to where you just sit back and look at people like, hey, you know what? If you respect me and my time, then I'll give you more of my time. But if you say, hey, you know what? I do this when I'm ready, or I'll get there when I get there, or he'll understand, or she
talking about.
Huh?
That's that sense of entitlement that I was talking about.
Right.
I've even had a guy, I'm just supposed to say this, tell me that he was waiting on his date. Mm-hmm. And 5 minutes passed, 15 minutes passed, 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
God, dog.
And then he said, hey, I've been out here waiting for you. And she comes with, well, I was putting on my makeup, my lashes, and I had to wear this designer wig. I was trying to pick out some nice clothes. He said, I don't care about all of that.
Right.
We have reservations. Time is money.
So let me say this too, because even doing all of that, if you know it's going to take you an hour to put on makeup and lashes, why don't you if I'm picking you up at 7:00, why you couldn't start on everything around 4:30, 5 o'clock?
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to be waiting downstairs in the car for you to come outside. I should pull up and call you, hey, babe, I'm outside. How much longer are you going to be? Well, baby, I'm going to probably be about give me 10, 15 minutes. Now, I can hang with 10 and 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour, after 30 minutes, I'm just gone. I'm gone. I'm going back home. No, matter of fact, I'm going out by myself. I'm going to take myself out to eat.
That's right.
I'm going out. I'm not going to ruin my night because you wanted to be late and inconsiderate of my time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Getting back to the serious note, I've seen that where people who are on time are usually very successful individuals. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because they have that down pat in terms of understanding how respectful it is to be on time.
Right.
And just being responsible and reliable. Mm-hmm. And then just showing a level of professionalism. Like I said, let's say you're late for work all the time, right?
Right.
Or you have that sense of entitlement, like I was saying, where you're like, oh, well, I'm late, but you better be glad I'm here. All right, then how about if they flip it and your deposit is late?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what? Mm-hmm. You're gonna feel like how they feel, right?
That's true.
It goes both ways.
That's true. Like, I worked the whole week and you telling me my check won't be here until tomorrow? I'm on time, but my check is not on time? But you flip it around and say, I'm late.
You're late.
No, I'm flipping it. What I'm doing is flipping it, because a person that's on time and their check come late, they aren't going to like that. So if you're late to work and you want your check on time, then guess what? You shouldn't be mad at all.
That's right.
You shouldn't be mad at all. Late equals late. And a matter of fact, a person that's always on time, if their check comes a day late, they'll be more understanding, right? Mm-hmm. Because they know their work ethic, what they put in their work. They work hard and they do what they're supposed to do. And they understand, hey, you know what? I may not love my job, but I do do what I'm supposed to do when I am working. I'm on time. So if my check is a day late, it's okay. At least I know I'm getting it. But that person that's always late to work, just coming to work just to get a paycheck and come to work late, take longer lunch breaks than what they're supposed to take, those people are the main one that always complain about not getting enough money or getting their check late. Because I know some of the employees don't even really want to pay y'all. Like, y'all, you come to work late. I think sometimes they do it purposely. And I say that because
some of the employers will hold back on.
Yeah, I've seen it in some of the places I've worked over the years. I've seen where they held back a check because they're like, okay, if you're going to be coming in late, you're going to be making all these calls of why you can't even come in some days, then I'm going to show you how we're going to hold back what you've worked for just to show you that you aren't doing what you're supposed to do. So don't get mad at us when your check comes a day or two late. And that's when they show their true colors. Well, you know, I thought everybody get paid on blah. No, everybody got paid, but you're not getting your check till tomorrow. They're not going to tell you that, but that's what they do. That's what they do. Seriously, that's what they do.
Mm-hmm. And well, you know, let's talk about, you know, some of the ways that we can, you know, change the narrative when it comes to that. You know, we talked about what it looks like, how it's perceived when you're not on time, but we want to try to change it to where you can set a schedule for you to be on time more often. So if you, like you said, if you have to plan ahead, you know, set up things the night before, do that. Lay everything out like your parents did, you know, when you were a child, your first day of school.
If you take the steps of planning 30 minutes ahead of time, you don't have to do a whole hour. 30 minutes is enough time for you to do what you have to do. If you in these, you know, a big city and you know there's going to be traffic, if you know there's traffic before you go to work or wherever you're going, just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to leave out 30 minutes earlier to get to where I need to be at. I mean, and if traffic is really, really bad, then okay, do your 1 hour ahead of time.
Another thing, too, is it's good to have, you know, clocks in your home, you know, and I won't say every room, but I would say whatever room that you have your clock set up in, you want to at least take it back maybe 15, 20 minutes earlier than the actual time in each room. Okay. That kind of psychs you out just a little bit, you know. And then, like you said, just leaving your house a little bit earlier, that just eliminates, you know, the frustration and the stress. I mean, that gives you more time. When you're on time, I know me, when I'm on time, I feel so much better. I feel more relaxed. I feel like there are other things that I could possibly be working on in that free time. You know, I'm not so frustrated. I'm not so stressed out, you know, and that gives me a clearer mind, clearer head, you know. So I would also say you might want to set reminders. Like, you know, if you have somewhere that you have to be by a specific time, the next day, put that in your phone. You know, set it as a reminder so you can, you know, the alarm can go off and you'll be aware of where you need to be.
Right.
And then also, I know people don't do this as much, but get a timepiece. Wear a watch.
I gotta have a watch on.
I know you have. Okay.
I wear a watch every day.
Look, but you see how, because, you know, with our cell phones, you know, we typically look at our phones for the time. But we don't always have our phones handy, you know. So I think when you wear a watch, it just makes you a little bit more cognizant of the time. Right. So if you're out somewhere, let's say you have to go to lunch on your lunch break from work, you might see someone that you haven't seen in a long time. You start chopping it up, start talking or whatever the case may be. And you're like, wait a minute, I have about 15 more minutes. Let me bounce. Versus not having anything on your person, then you're not really aware of what time it is, you know? So I think that is kind of like a constant reminder as well as just wearing a watch, you know, and that sort of thing. But like I said, you just want to eliminate, you know, any distractions that might prevent you from being on time. And like I said, if you're getting ready in the morning, you don't want to dance to your. I mean, people will have news playing in the background on the television, and of course, if something catches your attention, then you're sitting there watching the news when you're supposed to be getting ready.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
So,
right. Distractions.
Yes, is eliminating those distractions and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, also just thinking positively. Again, like I said before, you speak words of affirmation to change the narrative by saying, "Hey, I am an on-time person." Until you see the result of being an on-time person, speak it.
Right.
Even if that's again being responsible, holding yourself accountable, saying, "Okay, I know I'm always late, but I want to change that." So, in doing so, I'm going to say, "I am an on-time person." Mm-hmm. Until you see the result, keep saying it.
And one more thing, take that behind the bed a little earlier.
Oh, we all know how hard it is to get up early in the morning, especially when it's cold outside.
Yes. Go to bed early, man.
Right. Get up. Stop hitting that snooze button. Get up.
Yeah, because I mean, some people are night owls and they just can't go to bed early. Like, I'm one of those people. Like,
I am too.
I can't go to bed before 9 o'clock. That just, I don't know what it is. Some people I can go to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock. Well, I can. Like, I have to see bed at least by 11:30, 12 o'clock. Like, I'm that person. And I'll get up instantly by 4:35 a.m. in the morning, just out of the blue. I'm just eyes opening, raising up out the bed, looking at the TV. It's just in me just to be up early because I'm already used to being an early morning person. I've been doing that for a long time. But I know for those people that are like that, because I do, different things at night. So that's why I go to bed late. But people that do have tendencies of going to bed late, they should try to go to bed earlier. And I know people have things on their mind that they're thinking about that cause them to stay up late. Mm-hmm. But just try to work around those things. If you're stressing about something, alleviate the stress so that when you can go to bed early so you can get up early. I say this real quick. If you go to bed early, your next day will be more successful than your other days, because when you're waking up and your mind is at ease and you're able to focus and function the way you should, you won't have a problem being late to anywhere you got to go. So being an early person going to bed is like, for you to wake up in the morning, it wouldn't be a problem for your day to start out smooth, is what I'm trying to say. So even myself, like I said, even me, I need to work on my sleep patterns, I do. It's kind of hard because I'm a creative person.
Yes, you are.
So my creative juices flows at night and late at night sometimes. Thank you. So I just know there's some nights that are like, boom, that sleep sneaks up on me and I got to say, you know what? I got to go night. 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, like, you know what, I gotta go to bed because my body's already telling me I don't need to push myself no harder than what I'm doing right now, So yeah, going to bed early helps, to start your day and to be on time. You won't be late if you do things ahead of time. That's just it's facts.
That's right.
All
right.
So any other examples we can put out there for them to have them start their day being on time or end their day being on time? Because I like to say,
I would say one more.
Go ahead.
And I know you get on me about this. Please gas up in the I would say in the afternoon.
Oh man. Lord.
Trying to do.
Y'all, check this out. I tell my co-host all the time. I say, Shelly, please start putting gas in your car early. She put gas in her car all the 10 o'clock p.m., 11 o'clock p.m. at night. I'm like, you are a female. Females don't supposed to even be putting gas in their own cars. And if you have to, if you don't have a man, then put gas in your car a day early. If you have 5 minutes that you can come out your house, wherever you got to go Go to a gas station that's no more than 10 minutes from your house. You got 5 minutes to put gas in your car, whatever gas station. Just take 5 minutes. Don't say, you know what? I'll wait till tomorrow. Your car like halfway on E. Like you about 2 miles away from being out of gas. Your car just crank out. Who you gonna call? Who wants to come out the bed? Huh?
Excuse me. What I was going to say was, do not put gas in your car early in the morning. I know a lot of times people like to stop by the gas station in the morning, but you don't know what is ahead of you. After you leave that gas station, you don't know whether or not a little ways ahead there was an accident, right? So it's best, if at all possible, to put gas in your car after you've left work.
Depends on if you work late. If you work late.
Okay, well we're not.
No. We're not. I'm just saying, if you work late, put gas in your car in the morning, or even on your lunch. You got a lunch break. Everybody gets a lunch break. Put gas in your car on your lunch break. Because I look at it like this: being on time and safety, especially for women. Because the later you're out there, you have stalkers out there. You have pedophiles out there. So you want to put yourself in a safe environment, putting gas in your car while it's daylight. Because now time has gone back. So like it's getting dark at 5 o'clock. So be on time, putting gas in your car on time. That means put gas in your car in the daytime, God dog it. Put gas in your car in the daytime, ladies. Don't wait till at nighttime. For real, I'm being serious. For real, put gas in your car in the daytime.
All right, got you. I'm just not going to do it early in the morning because
I feel you.
I don't want to be late for work in the morning, so I will do what you said and put gas in my car during my lunch break. How about that?
Right, do what you got to do. I'm just saying, looking out for my female friends and my female colleagues or whoever. Just be safe. Put gas in your car when it's daylight. That's all I'm saying. If you can't put gas in your car at night, at least be on the phone with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So they'll know what you got going on. You know, because
they get argued at like you fussing at me.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. So we want you guys to understand, again, just be on time, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're going. If you tell someone you're going to be there at a specific time, if you can't make it, pick up a phone and say, hey, I'm running a little bit late. Don't just not call or not show up, or show up when you want to show up, because that won't be a good look. So,
okay. Well, in closing, you don't have to have a word.
Yeah, you have your word. Get the word out there. The word of the day is from Shelly Baby.
If you are not in control of your time, you are also not in control of your results.
One more time.
If you are not in control of your time, you are also not in control of your results.
Ow! That's right, and that's true.
Right. Because
the time equals results, meaning the time you put in will determine what you get out of it. So if you don't put time into something, you think everything's got to be a rush, or you don't put no time at all and you expect things to happen, guess what? It ain't happening. But I like that.
Yeah, how you're perceived by others. That's very important.
I like
regardless
that.
Whether it's work or non-work related. Yeah, be on time so you can be deemed as trustworthy in your life.
Amen, sister. I like that. So we want to thank y'all for joining us at This Is Where Zap Podcast. I am your host, El Jefe, and I got my lovely co-host,
Shelly Baby,
in the house, and we are signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast today. You guys have a blessed day, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yay! Peace.